Hello Flosstube. I am Lisa and this is my channel, Cross by Floss, where I talk about cross stitching and maybe even some other stuff. So if you are returning, thank you. And if you are brand new, thank you for coming to join me because I think it's fun. So, and hopefully you like what you see and you stay. So, all right, you guys, it's been a couple of weeks since I put up a video, and in that time, my Seahawks lost in the playoffs. And of course, there was 1 week of football, 1 week without, and then this coming week is Super Bowl weekend, and so I'm hoping to actually get some stitching done during Super Bowl weekend while I root on Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, sir. So, but yeah, exciting, crushing loss for us Seahawks fans, but it's okay because next year's our year. Why not us? That's what we say here. Anyway, okay. So I actually did some stitching over the last couple of weeks, and if you follow me on Instagram, which is crossed_by_floss, which I will have in the description below. If you follow me there, I post pretty regularly what I'm working on. Sometimes it's only a few stitches, honestly, but I do it because I like to see where my progress is, and because it goes slow, right? So, okay, so we'll talk about that. And then I have a finish. And then I've got a bunch of whips. And then we're going to talk about my continuation downhill train, going fast downhill, stitch from stash fail. I mean, good Lord. So yeah, so we'll talk about that, and maybe some other stuff will come up too. So let's get into that. All right, so my finish is, I was doing this pattern from the Prairie Schooler, and it's Mary Had a Little Lamb, and it's an actual finish. So I did it in all the called for DMC floss, and it is done on a 16 count vintage mocha, maybe vintage, I don't know, but it's a 16 count Aida. And so, yeah, so the change that I did was I put the year of my birth date in here, and then you're gonna laugh. So I put my initials, these, not anything, but I put my initials down here, and my granddaughter looked at it and she went, "Did the sheep poop?" It's like, what? She goes, "Well, it looks like it pooped because there's like a bunch of stuff underneath." And I'm like, oh, for the love of Pete. So I am gonna have to rip this out and maybe put it on this side, or maybe I'll put them up here. I don't know. Maybe I won't even put them on there. But I was dying laughing. So yeah. So that is my finish, and if you stay till the end of this video, I have this pattern giveaway. So, okay, so that's my finish. All right, so let's get into my whips. I have a few. I just have a few, not a big deal. Okay, so this one is a freebie pattern that is from Peppermint Purple. I think that's what it is. I hope that's what it is. Peppermint Purple Blackwork Sal 2020. And for 52 weeks, she will give you each Wednesday morning, she will give you a new portion of the pattern. And it's really cool. So I am still working on week 2. And this is how far I've gotten. So not a whole lot, not a whole lot. I've only done, honestly, I haven't gotten it back out because I concentrated on some other whips, but this one is week 1, and this is part of week 2. And then week 3 is a big rectangular part here. And then week 4 will be coming up this Wednesday, which, I need to get my stuff together. But I chose 2 colors. So in this Sal, which is free, and again, I'll link the information down below. But this Sal, she charted it for, I think, 52 different colors of DMC floss. And this is my first time doing blackwork, and I wanted something a little bit more, something that I could handle. Plus, let me face it, I'm too lazy to go through my stash to find all of my flosses, and for the love of Pete, I cannot buy more floss. I mean, I'm going to, but I wasn't going to specifically for this cell. So yeah, so this is, it's a nice, easy stitch. Like, I was really surprised. I've never done blackwork before. And so it's a lot of fun. And I actually really look forward to, Wednesday morning to see what the new pattern is coming out. She has a Facebook group, and you can go on there and see all the different color combinations that people have chosen. Let's see, are my colors in here? Yeah, they are. So I chose these two colors as my colors. So 3808 is my outline, and then 3810 is my inside blackwork part. So and then the really cool thing is that she noticed that quite a few people were putting borders around the edge of the pattern, and so she created 4 additional borders to go around. And I think I had heard a rumor that she was going to do 2 more. So there's a potential that there's 6. For sure there's 4. There may be 6. So she's very generous with her patterns, which is lovely. So thank you so much. The next one is, this is a free, and I don't have the picture, but I will link it below, but it's off of Kathy Hopperman website or blog, something like that. Anyways, every year for her anniversary, she does a little thing for her husband for their anniversary, which I think is adorable. And I think that she said that this year she's on her 31st year, their 31st anniversary. So Kathy, you probably never watched this, but happy anniversary to you and your husband. But so she puts out a free pattern that she has done. And so this is the one that she's doing, and it says love is kind. And so this is where I've gotten on mine. She made hers into a, I don't even know what it's called, but it's super cute. It's like a cone. I don't know what it's called. I don't sew. But she did that, and I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna flat fold this or do something else with it. But she had two color suggestions, you know, that she had used for hers, and really, really pretty. I just took what I had that was available in the colors that I had just used for other patterns, and just chose 2. And then I'm going to do this. So love is kind up here. I finished the love is, and then the I has a heart. And then I just have to finish the kind, and then I'm done with this pattern. So that's pretty awesome. And then maybe I'll flat fold it, and I'll have something for Mr. G when he comes home. We'll see. Not holding out hope. And that is done on a 16 count Aida, maybe country mocha, maybe vintage mocha. I'm not entirely sure. It was also just kind of like a remnant piece that I had, because that pattern's small. It's like 20 by 30. It's 20 stitches by 30 stitches. It's very small. Okay, all my stuff's gonna fall down. All right, my next whip is, oh Lord, I love this whip, you guys. It is the Plum Street Samplers Cinnamon Stars. And I am doing this, the Academic Stitcher is doing this as a sal. She started it January 13th. And Lord, I love this thing. I do. It's such a pretty stitch. So that is what I have done so far. Let's see here. So I got some of the stars up here, and then a couple of sunflowers down there with the green. Now this is done on a 16 count mystery Aida I had purchased in one of the Stitch from Stash no, stash unloading groups that I'm on. And it is really, it's super soft. And I do this one in hand because it's so soft. Like I put it in a Q-snap and it stretched the holes so badly when I was, yeah, so I just stitched this one in hand. I wish I knew what this was because I love not only the feel of it, but also like just how it stitches up. It's beautiful. So, so that is Plum Street Samplers Cinnamon Stars. And truly, I love this one. Like I can sit down and, you know, stitch for an hour at night and I actually get something done. Okay, the next one is, ooh, I love this one too. This one is, and I've been stitching on this one almost every night too, is the Jane Eyre sampler that is a freebie. And from the Little Stitcher, and this was copyright 2012. So, and I believe that this is on her blog or on her website. I'm not sure. I will link that information down below as well. I am doing it in the called for DMC, and it again is on the mystery Aida that I had purchased from the stash unloading. Again, I really wish I knew what this was, but this is where I'm at so far. I've gotten most of the alphabet done on the top. I think I just have to do M, N, and O, and then I continued on. The colors in this they're just fantastic. I love it. I love it. And it's an easy stitch. Super easy stitch. So I enjoy pulling that out every couple of nights really and doing that one. So pretty. And honestly, if you go to her, I think it's her blog. I think it's a blog. If you go to her blog, she has a bunch of free patterns on there. Like, I can't remember her name. I don't remember the designer's name, but she is very generous with also her patterns. So go check her out. Really pretty. Okay, this one is my, let's see if I've got the needle. Yeah. This one is the Rosewood Manor 4 and 20 Blackbirds by Karen Kluba. And I am doing this one. I'm working on it pretty regularly too. And so that's what I've done so far on this one. I did change out, so I'm using the called for DMC, but I changed out the black DMC to Anchor Anchor Black, because when I was doing this in the DMC, I was seeing all of the, like, there was just too much white showing through underneath my stitches. And I was getting super frustrated. And so I kind of put a call out, I think on Instagram, and quite a few people told me that Anchor Black was better coverage. And I'll tell you what, yes it is. So I'm loving this. And again, it's a nice, easy, fast stitch. It is just on a 16 count white, antique white, I think this one is. And I get that one out a lot. I love that one too. So I'm hoping, and this is one of those patterns that has some special meaning to me because my grandma used to sing a song of sixpence, pocket full of rye, 4 and 20 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was, I'd have to remember all the words. That's funny. But anyways, I just, like, every time I work on it, I hear my grandma. And I love my grandma. I love my grandma. And she's been gone for a long time now. And I just, yeah. So every time I work on it, it's just some special meaning to me. Okay, the next one I am doing, oh, I didn't bring the pattern. I did not bring the pattern. But it is the Linens and Threads 2020 Sal. And again, I will link that information down below. And I am doing this one on, this is where I'm at. I know, not very far. But I try to put in like a couple of threads a night, you know. And this one is done on a 16 count Aida Ivory, I think is this one. And then I am doing it in Threadworx. What color is it? I think it's called Autumn Pebbles. Autumn Pebbles, I think is what it's called. I'll put the number down below of what it is. But again, a really nice, fast, easy stitch as I'm going along, and I'm loving the variegation in this. Can you see that? I can't see what you guys are seeing. There we go. I am loving the variegation in this. And yeah, this is such a pretty stitch. Love it. Okay. So those are the whips that I have pulled out. Anyways, I do have a couple more whips. Some of them I've kind of put away just because I've gotten frustrated or bored with, frankly, and I want to start all the things. I want to stitch and start all the things. Okay. Whoops. Oh. Just hang on. Sorry about that little avalanche, because you know I have so much haul. Okay, so speaking of haul, I know in my last video I told you that, you know, man, that failure bus, it's been bad. And of course I've continued, because now at this point I have, like, you know, fallen down the hill, rolled a few times, skidded through it. I mean, I am beyond redemption at this point, so I'm just gonna keep going, and I did. So, yeah. Okay, but let's talk about the freebies first. So I, on Instagram, I created this like freebie stitches 2020. So hashtag freebie stitches 2020. And the intent to that is that there are so many designers who put out wonderful free patterns that maybe people don't know about. Now, years and years ago, when I was stitching, the DMC website always had some free patterns on it, and that's kind of where I started. And then I'm not sure how I found other free patterns. Probably, Lizzie Kate. I started getting involved, you know, collecting Lizzie Kate's. And she had freebie patterns on either her blog website or, yeah, I think so. And so I found some things there, and then I was like, well, if she's putting out things, I wonder if other designers do. So then, you know, some of the designers that I knew, I would type in Google and, you know, type in their name and then put freebie behind it, and then it would pop up. A lot of times it would go to Pinterest, and people were pirating, you know, patterns on Pinterest, which not okay. And, but I would either find their blog or their website or something and find their legitimate free patterns. And so I started collecting those too, because why wouldn't I? And then I thought, you know what? There's so many people that would love to stitch patterns, but can't always afford patterns. And maybe, you know, want to do stuff. And so I was like, well, hey, let's create this and put some patterns out there and show other stitchers, you know, some maybe designers that they've never heard of. And there's a lady that I follow, I'm not gonna get this right, Pinker Pumpkin. I'm gonna link it below again. I'm really bad with names, you guys. How I keep my kids and my dog straight, which I don't, is really quite a feat. So anyways, I'll link that below, but she was posting like all of these beautiful finishes from free patterns that she had found. And so I was like, girl's brilliant. I also have a ton of free patterns. Let's get those out there for other people to see. So that was after this 5-minute conversation about that explanation. So here are a couple of new free patterns that I have found. Okay, so everybody knows about the Australian wildfires and you know, how the community has come together, the stitching community has come together, and several designers created either free patterns with a donation, or you bought a pattern and the money went towards one of the charities in Australia to support the funding and helping of the Australian fires. So anyways, one of the designers that I really like, I mean, I like a lot of you, but this one, see, the Little Stitcher, she put out this adorable, adorable, adorable koala. Now, she did this as a free pattern. So you just go to her website / blog. I'm really bad about remembering what's what. And you go on there and you can print this pattern off. She just asks that you make a donation to one of the charities that is either listed, or a charity, you know, that is near and dear to you. And then the other one that I got was this. I was watching Brenda and the Serial Starter, I believe, and they showed this Betsy Glover 1837, because I can't read backwards, 1837 sampler. Like, how cute is this? And so if you sign up for her newsletter, I believe is what it is. Yeah, you sign up for her newsletter, she will send you this pattern for free. She'll send you this pattern for free. It is several pages. It is 14 pages, including the cover sheet. And it's from the collection of the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and it's a Hewitt Hill sampler. And so beautiful, and they have some gorgeous patterns, gorgeous, on their website. So go check them out. Again, I will link that down below. And so I think that that's it for my freebies at this time. I do have some more, and I will be posting them next week on Instagram. And as I get them finished, you will see them. Okay, so now on to my haul. Holy goodness. Okay, so Threadworx, I hope that's how it's spelled or said, Threadworx, she was sending out several kits to a lot of floss tubers for them to use as giveaways on their, or freebies on their YouTube channels. And I was watching Java Girl Stitches maybe, and she had this as a kit to give away, and I was like, oh! So I went on to her Etsy shop, Threadworx's Etsy shop, and found this pattern and had to buy it immediately, and so I did. And no pattern, well, this actually was a PDF, so I printed this one, but I purchased some kits, and of course, you know, they can't come alone, so there's about 4 of them, maybe 4, that I purchased, and will be there already. She gave me a shipment notice, so they are on their way from, she's an Italian designer, I believe so, and so they are on their way from Italy to me, so you'll probably see those in the next video. Okay, this did not count. Oh, here, let's do the stuff that counted, not the stuff that didn't count. Oh goodness, there's a lot. Okay, that is, oh yeah. Oh, I think I bought this in 2012, so I'm good here. This is okay. So cotton and color and cotton, I purchased 2 separate half yard each. Of this sandstone Aida, one in a 16 count and one in an 18 count. Just a nice neutral color, and they were very sweet, and they put in 2 different flosses, 2 different colored flosses in each. And so thank you so much. I'm also part of their Fabric of the Month Club, and I also think that I'm part of their Threads of the Month Club, Floss of the Month Club, that too. So that also did not count. So really, Lisa, cheater. Let's see. There's just so much. Oh, color and cotton. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? This is going to be a mismatch because I can't remember as I'm going through. This was the Floss of Fabric of the Month Club. And so I do the 16 count Aida neutrals, and this is called Camelot. Oh my gosh, the color like this is, oh, this is gonna be so pretty for a Halloween pattern. So I'm excited about that. I'm getting quite a little haul from Color and Cotton, and I love it. Okay, yeah. Continuing my downward spiral into Stitch from Stash, which, okay, I'm I already committed to Stitch from Stash. I'm going to continue mentioning it because I'm sure other people can stay on budget. I can't. And so thankfully, as one viewer, one commenter said, which thank you, she said, you know, don't feel bad because it's only for 6 months, and come July 1st, you know, like it switches and you're good and you can start over again. So maybe there's some hope for me come July. All right, so I got onto Stash Unloading because it's my nemesis, and I have now stopped looking. But I got this. Is this, wait a second. This might be 1, 2, 3 stitch. Just a second. This is my 1, 2, 3. God, hot mess. Sorry. 1, 2, 3 stitch. 1, 2, 3 stitch was a issue because there was a pattern that I really wanted, and it had been out of stock for a really long time. And so, of course, being the ding dong that I am, I said, hey, when it comes back in stock, please message me, you know, email me. Well, it came back in stock. And so, as we all know, no pattern can come alone. So this is what I bought. This is the pattern that that was not in stock. It is Little House Needleworks and the Millicent Turner sampler. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I saw this sampler and I was like, ooh, my color's pretty, love it, and had to have it. And it had been out of stock for a while. So when it came in, I was like, I guess, yes, I'm gonna buy that. And then more had to come. So this is what came with it. Jardin Privé's, I'm not gonna pronounce that, I'm gonna butcher that really bad. Retour or Sources, something like that. Anyways, super pretty. I love this. And I love Jardin Privé's stuff. Like, her patterns are beautiful. Little House Needleworks, Four Freedoms. Pretty. I love that house. Love it. Little House Needleworks, Alphabet Rhyme. Okay, this is so cute. And, you know, we all sing the ABCs next time, won't you sing with me, you know? And I just thought that this was really, really cute, and we'll probably make this for my granddaughter at some point. So maybe one day, hopefully. Little House Needleworks, Nature's Beauty. Another really pretty little pattern. This was copyright 2007, so, you know, not new. And I don't know how I missed all of these, but super pretty. Again, love that house. And then Little House Needleworks, Spot of Coffee. And I love this. What does it say? It says, coffee by the candle's light warms a heart into the night. And, you know, for those of us who love coffee, this is a great little, cute little sampler. And then I bought, who is this? Moira Blackburn. Yeah. And it is a traditional sampler kit. What is it called? What is it called? Oh, small band sampler. And so super pretty. Like that house is just all that for me. Yes, I love that. So kind of looking forward to that. Good Lord, I hope that there's not a lot of specialty stitches in that. And then I know that everybody is doing the Suffrage Act pattern by, is it Little House Needleworks or Country? One of those. And I do have it. I bought it and had it well before. Yeah, I bought it as well. And but I had seen this one, this Sister Suffrage. And so I think I'm going to stitch this one. I'm going to change out the colors though, because I am not in love with the gold in the top, even though I know why there's gold in the top. I'm not super in love with it. And so I think I'm going to change it out. We'll see. But then the really cool thing is that they also give you the patterns for these little voting buttons, or that I voted buttons. And there's 6 different countries. So there's Australia, US, the UK, Netherlands, France, and Canada. And so I thought, oh, that's really cool to do that. This is now from Stash Unloading. And this is a Threadworx Primitives pattern. And it is the Gray House pattern from Nan Lewis was so Threadwork Primitives, but Nan Lewis was the designer. And so again, that house is everything. So this is like the year of the sampler / houses for me for some reason. So gonna do that. And then, okay, so last time I showed you my Lisa Kindred Stitcher bag. I was so excited. I got a Kindred Stitcher bag, or Kindred Stitches. Oh, for the love of Pete. But I also really wanted I was hoping to get a Christine Stitch All the Things bag. And I did. Yes. How pretty is this? It is gorgeous, you guys. This bag is gorgeous. And so it's Tula Pink fabric. And when she posted this, I was like, oh yeah, totally gonna get. So she sent it in a, beautifully packaged. And then she also included a DMC floss that matches the pink in here. How pretty is that? But I love this. I love this bag, and it's all quilted, and it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. So thank you, Christine, because I love your bag. And then, oh yeah, this also was, who is this? Misty Johnson and her fabrics, you guys. So I got, caught up in getting some fabrics from Mystic Fabrics, and she posted a sale, and man, you had to be quick in those albums, because whew, I tell you. So I was able to get this 16 count Aida. It's a 14 by 18. There's no color to this one, no color. But how pretty is this? Like, it's very smoky and dark, and Halloween pattern is 100% going on that. And then I also was able to get one of her grab bags of 18 count Aida. And so there were 4 good size pieces of Aida in this grab bag, and these are the colors. Super pretty. So she's on Facebook, and again, I'll link that information down below. But this put me way down the hill, way down the hill. And I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Okay, and then I belong to So Much to Love's bag of the month. And this was the bag of the month for January. Beautiful fabric bag, signature with the big rickrack and the heart zipper pull. The fabric inside is a cream polka dot. I don't know, can you see that? Yeah. Cream polka dots, super pretty, nice neutral, which, you know, when it's inside the bag, you don't see it very often. But so pretty, like the fabric to this is so pretty. And then when you're in the bag of the month, you get all kinds of little goodies. And so the goodies to this one was 2 Victorian Motto sampler shop threads, one in cool sage and one in brick red. Super, super pretty. Nice colors. And then a stash tee. And then a little pattern from So Much to Love called Stitch More. And included this little embellishment. Super pretty. Oh, there we go. Really nice. So I'm assuming that those 2 colors, no, you need one more, are for the pattern. And then I think that was all. Oh, I'm a liar. There was more. And then, oh, a snag nabbit came as well, which we can all use a snag nabbit. I have a couple of these and I love them. So I don't use it as often as I should, really. So that was that one. And like I said, I have more coming. Sad but true. And then I may have mentioned a few times that I am going to the Hewitt convention in October of this year. And I own quite a few Hewitt patterns. I have not started any one of them. But then I got an email that was 50% off patterns. And so I was like, I mean, because I need more patterns, right? So I only did 2. Like really, the restraint I showed was really quite incredible. So I only chose 2. And I have them printed for me because, you know, printing's expensive and printing's, you know, hard. And so I had them printed in a larger print so I can see the pattern. And so this is one, Anne Boleyn. I love Anne Boleyn. I love all kind of English history and kings and queens and how they got to rule and, you know, all the inner workings and shadiness going on, and I just love it. So so I think, well, I'm tossed up. I have 2 patterns. I think I'm going to start her though. But when I was looking at the pattern, it seemed only like the inside was charted, and I was kind of hoping for like the whole entire thing. So I'm gonna have to look at that a little bit more. But this is 393 by 394 high. And so if you do it on a 25 count, it'll be 15 5/8 by 15 3/4. So good size, good size. And then the second one that I got was the Old World map. And I like this too. So I'm really tossed up over which one I'm going to do this year because frankly, I'm not even going to get it done in a year. But I feel that, you know, I need to start a Hewitt to go to the Hewitt convention. So I should probably get something done. So I'm tossed up over which one to do. Now this one's going to be a bit bigger. This one's 450 by 376. So it's going to be 18 by 15 on a 25 count. And, but I really like it too. Like I really like, can you see like all of the figures in the corners for the map? Like it's just, oh, it's just charted so beautifully. And so I really like this too. I really like this too. So I'm tossed up over which one I'm going to start. So stay tuned because I'm going to get one of them started. So I think that that is it for I mean, that's all I brought out. So I may have more, who knows. And so then the other thing is, remember how I've told you guys a couple of times that not only have I been scarred over, you know, sewing and everything, but I really would like to learn how to sew on a sewing machine. And I constantly am haunting there's a beautiful fabric store in Bellevue. And then of course Joann's, because you know, who doesn't? And so when I was looking for some finishing fabric for a couple of my pieces, which no, I have not finished, I stumbled across these little mini quilts. Now, a couple of years ago, I had seen somebody make like this gorgeous rag quilt, and I'm like, I can do that. I can't. I would have to learn how to sew first. But I really would like to do it because like it's so my style, like the whole, you know, vintagey look, kind of farmhousey, you know, that kind of thing. And so I really would like to do something like that. So, and frankly, I buy a lot of fabric even though I don't sew because I just love the look of it. Anyways, when I was in Joann's one day, they had like this big old sale on a bunch of fabrics that they were like getting rid of. And then they also had these little tiny mini quilt kits. And I thought, well, how hard can that be for a beginner? I don't know, but they were a really good price. They were $4.47 from $14.99. So even at 50% off would have been $7.50, right? So basically, what is that? 75% off. And then I also think that there was a 20% off with your total purchase the day that I was there. So I got them even cheaper. But this, like, it seems like it comes with everything that you need except for, you know, a sewing machine and safety pins, coordinating thread, blah, blah, blah. But it comes with the quilt binding, quilt backing, and a quilt top. So yeah, and it's 100% cotton. I mean, yeah, okay, and you need batting. So I thought, okay, let's try that. So this one's called Trip Around the World. Yeah, Trip Around the World. Words are hard. This one is called Lemon Crisscross. How pretty is that? Okay, these can't be hard, right? I mean, I'm gonna find out. And then the other one, which I thought was adorable, is Doggy Days. And you know, I might get a grandson one day, so I'm gonna be ahead of the game if I ever get a grandson. So you never know. And so I have been looking online for sewing machines, and I found 2 that might be good. And so if you're a sewer and you can tell me, what I basically did was I typed in Google sewing machines for beginners. I did. And 2 brothers popped up and a singer, and then there was a Janome. And I'm not sure if I should just bite the bullet and pay the little bit extra for a Janome and hope that, you know, I don't like completely crash the whole entire thing. And yes, I'm going to take a sewing class. I'm 100% taking a sewing 101 class. Hopefully I don't get kicked out. I mean, I haven't had the best track record. It's going to be fine. So yeah, so I don't know, or if I just, you know, buy a sewing machine that's like under $100 and learn on it and then upgrade later in the future. But my goal is like, I would like to make, you know, some rag quilts and then do some very basic, you know, quilting. But really the whole goal was to make, pillows from my cross stitch pieces and, maybe some strawberries in the future, who knows, or those little cone things, whatever they're called, you know, yeah, that kind of thing. So because, you know, double-sided tape is awesome, and I have used it extensively in the past, and it's really and truly awesome, but after a while it does disintegrate. It does. It does lose its stickiness years later, and especially depending on, you know, the condition, your weather conditions, if you're humid or dry or damp. We're damp here in Washington State, and so and then it gets real hot and things dry out, and so yeah, things disintegrate after a while. So all right, so I told you if you made it to the end, Congratulations if you made it to the end. I know this was a little longer than I thought. I have a giveaway. So now that I'm finished this pattern, I'm going to give away this pattern. So for the giveaway, please be 18 and older. Please don't mention giveaway. I'll ship anywhere. Totally fine. It's just a little tiny, you know, envelope. And what are we going to say? How about lamb? I would like to stitch the lamb. Put lamb somewhere in your sentence. Lamb. So I hope you enjoy this pattern as much as I did. It was a really, really pretty stitch. The Prairie Schooler, you know, patterns are gorgeous, and I love them. And yeah, so I'm going to give away this. Please don't mention giveaway. Be 18, and I will choose a name, and by random generator by the word lamb, good Lord, in my next video, which will probably be, you know, could be a week, could be 2 weeks. Good night, nurse. Who knows? But yeah, so thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you liked what you saw. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.